Is your Pomeranian a little independent explorer or a total attention seeker? Let's dive into their temperament and find out what makes them tick. If you've ever wondered why your Pomeranian acts the way they do, whether they're content to wander off and do their own thing, or if they follow you around like a shadow, you're not alone. Today we're going to break down the two sides of Pomeranian temperament, their independent streak, and their need for constant companionship. Now let's talk about the independent side of your Pomeranian. While they're small, they can have quite a big personality, and independence is one of their defining traits. Pomeranians might be tiny, but they're not always the clingy lapdogs you might expect. While they absolutely love affection and attention, they can also have a strong independent streak. You may notice your Pom exploring on their own or lounging in another room while you're in the living room. This isn't a sign that they're unhappy, it's just that they're comfortable doing their own thing. For example, some Pomeranians will happily wander off and sniff around the yard, while others might be content just hanging out in a different room while you're busy. They might even play by themselves, tossing their favorite toy into the air or chewing on a bone, completely content to entertain themselves. Now, why is this? Well, part of it has to do with their history. Pomeranians were originally bred as companion dogs, but they also worked alongside larger dogs as sled dogs in harsh conditions. While their role is to be small, energetic, and hardworking, this history might explain some of their independent tendencies. They have learned to be confident, intelligent, and resourceful, which gives them that I can do it myself attitude. This confidence and intelligence are key to their independent nature. Poms are quick learners and can figure out how to entertain themselves or solve little challenges on their own. It's part of what makes them so special. So, how can you tell if your Pomeranian is embracing their independent side? Let's look for these signs. They prefer to explore on their own and don't feel the need to stick to your side at all times. They're comfortable being alone for short periods without showing signs of stress or anxiety. They can entertain themselves like playing with toys, chewing on bones, or just enjoying some quiet time to themselves. Willow and Duke are my more independent dogs. They're very loving and cuddly, but they also enjoy time by themselves. Now let's explore the other side of your Pomeranian's personality, their needy side. While they're independent at times, Poms are also known for being extremely affectionate and loyal to their owners. Despite their ability to be independent, Pomeranians are incredibly affectionate dogs. They bond closely with their families and can be quite needy when it comes to receiving attention. You might find that they're not content just hanging out on their own for too long. Instead, they're often right by your side, seeking your attention and company. You'll see it in their behaviors too. If you've ever had a Pomeranian follow you around the house, whether you're going to the kitchen or just moving to the next room, you know exactly what I mean. They want to be near you, and they're not afraid to show it. They may also give you a subtle or not so subtle cues that they want their attention, such as subtle pawing at you or sitting on your feet. So why are they so needy at times? Well, Pomeranians thrive on human companionship and can get very attached to their owners. This need for constant interaction and affection comes from their history as lapdogs and companions. For centuries, they were bred to be with people, providing warmth and comfort, which has made them very special creatures. Pomeranians have evolved to have high social needs. They love being around their people, and they'll happily shower you with love in return when you give them attention. Their desire for companionship is part of what makes them such wonderful pets. They're loyal, loving, and eager to be part of your daily life. So how can you spot if your Pomeranian is feeling needy? Here are a few signs to look out for. They follow you around constantly, not wanting to be left behind. They get anxious or stressed when left alone for even a short period. They may crave constant physical affection, like cuddling on your lap or being snuggled next to you on the couch. They demand attention in more direct ways, through barking, jumping, or pawing at you to get your focus. Murphy is my most needy dog. He loves to be with me at all times. He's also the most prone to separation anxiety. He will wait in the window and paw at me to get on my lap. He also gets jealous when I give the others attention. Now that we've looked at both sides of your Pomeranian's temperament, let's dive into how you can strike the perfect balance between their independent side and their need for affection. Finding the right balance between giving your Pom their much needed attention and allowing them to maintain some independence is key to preventing any potential behavioral issues. If they're consistently dependent on you for affection, it could lead to anxiety or even separation stress. On the flip side, if they're left to fend for themselves too often, they may develop behaviors that indicate they're not getting enough love or attention. So finding that sweet spot is essential for their happiness and well-being. Here's how you can manage a mix of attention and freedom for your Pomeranian. Encouraging independence. It's important to offer your Poms some space to explore and relax on their own. Give them a comfy bed in a quiet area where they can retreat to when they want some time alone. You can also allow them to entertain themselves with their favorite toys. However, avoid over-pampering them or constantly meeting their demands for attention, as this can lead to them becoming overly dependent. Fulfilling their need for attention. While they may enjoy some alone time, Poms also need regular affection. Make sure you're spending quality time with your Pom, playing with them, giving them cuddles, and offering lots of positive reinforcement. This will ensure that they feel secure, loved, and valued without becoming too clingy or demanding. Training can also be a great way to help find that balance, and here are a few tips. Teaching independence. Gradually teach your Pom to be comfortable being alone for short periods. Start with small increments and make sure that they have a safe space to relax while they're out of your sight. This can reduce their anxiety and help them learn that being alone isn't something to fear. Positive reinforcement. Whenever your Pom entertains themselves or behaves independently, make sure to praise them. Positive reinforcements help reinforce the idea that being alone or content in their own space is a good thing. This can help build their confidence and reduce their reliance on you for constant interaction. Now that we've covered how to balance your Pomeranian's independent and needy sides, let's dive deeper into understanding that each Pomeranian is truly unique. Just like people, every Pom has their own temperament. Some Poms may lean more toward being independent, while others might crave constant attention and affection like my Murphy. It's important to recognize your Pomeranian's specific personality to provide the best care for them. So just because Pomeranians are generally known to be affectionate and social, doesn't mean that every Pom is exactly the same. While many Poms are happy to be by your side constantly, some may prefer to have a little more space. The level of independence or neediness varies from dog to dog. That's why it's essential to observe your Pomeranian and get to know their temperament rather than assuming they'll all behave the same way. If your Pomeranian leans towards independence, you might notice the following signs. They may show less anxiety when you leave the house. They're content to spend time alone or enjoy their own space without becoming stressed. They may be more self-sufficient, playing or entertaining themselves without needing constant attention. And you might notice that they prefer to explore on their own, and they're less likely to demand attention or follow you everywhere. On the other hand, if your Pom leans towards neediness, here are some signs to watch for. They may become vocal, barking or whimpering when you leave the house. Separation anxiety may become an issue. They might get stressed or anxious when you're not around. Without enough attention, they can become destructive, chewing on furniture, barking excessively, or causing mischief around the house. They'll likely want to be near you consistently and constantly, demanding lap time or cuddles whenever they can. Ultimately, it all comes down to knowing your Pomeranian and adjusting your care to match their needs. Spending time observing your Pomeranian's behavior to see whether they lean more towards independence or neediness. By paying attention to their actions, you'll be able to figure out the best way to interact with them and provide them with the care and attention they need. Every Pomeranian is different, so make sure to take their unique temperament into account when deciding how much attention to give, when to provide them space, and when to reinforce positive behaviors. It's all about being in tune with your Pom's personality. Do you have an independent or a more needy Pom? I have a mixture of both with my pack. If you've enjoyed this video, you may enjoy my video on the 8 common Pomeranian behaviors. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hug your Pom today.